shocking story, a tragedy in fact that's taken place in the state of Tamil Nadu. Let's get right into the matter of K Armstrong having been murdered. A scam, a murder and a story of revenge. Sounds intriguing as a plot of a movie, but rather shocking and extremely tragic when such events unravel in the real world. The cold-blooded murder of Tamil Nadu BSP chief K Armstrong has shaken the people of Tamil Nadu and caused tensions to rise in the state. Let's take a look at what exactly happened. This CCTV footage, in fact, is a revelation of the events that unfolded in Perambur. On Friday night, Armstrong was chatting with friends and supporters near his house when the assailants attacked him with machetes and sickles. His friends fled and his family members rushed to the scene on hearing his cries. They found him lying in a pool of blood with injuries to his head and neck. He was taken to a private hospital in the city where doctors pronounced him to be dead. Now on Saturday, the Greater Chennai Police Commissioner Sandeep Rai Rathore announced that 8 suspects have so far been apprehended in the connection with the Armstrong's murder. This includes, in fact, Arcot Suresh's brother Ponnai V Baalu, D Ramu, K Thiruvengatam, S Thirumalai, D Selvaraja, G Arul, K Manivanan and J Santosh. Now, the police tracked down the assailants through the mobile phone locations and bike registration numbers following a review of the CCTV footage. This is the footage that in fact surfaced of this brutal horror story that unfolded in Perambur in Chennai. Now, in the latest updates, what is currently going on is a hearing which is underway at the Madras High Court where K Armstrong's wife filed a petition seeking permission to bury his body at the party office in Chennai. What has the court said so far? According to the court, they have Justice V. Bhavani Subarayan has heard the writ petition filed by the deceased leader's wife and has suggested that the body could instead be buried for the present in any of the 3 alternative places that have been suggested by the Greater Chennai Corporation and then be shifted to the particular better location that shall be allotted then. Now, the judge said that it may not be possible to allow the burial of the body within the party office premises since it was located in a residential area with a narrow approach road. In fact, it's also been said, as we were speaking to our colleague Mohammad Wajiullah earlier, it's in fact been said that in the light of the recent incident that took place at Hathras, they do not want to get into such a situation where there are people beyond the management's control. She also said that the extent of the party's office land was only around 2,400 square feet, in which a superstructure was already in existence, which again brings in a hindrance to the burial to take place. Meanwhile, Bahujan Samaj Party's chief Mayawati paid her respects to the late Tamil Nadu Party president at the corporation school grounds in Perambur. As you can see in the visuals, people have gathered at this particular ground, and this is where his body has been kept currently. Now, after paying respects, she addressed the people who were gathered there, making certain demands, A, of an expedited probe, and not just a probe by the police, but a probe by the CBI, and the arrest of the mastermind behind this murder, because according to her, the mastermind, the person who is actually responsible for this cold-blooded murder to have taken place, is still out there at large. Let's take a look, in fact, at what exactly was said by the party chief.
बहुत ज़्यादा दुख हुआ है कि हमारी पार्टी के तमिलनाडु स्टेट के स्टेट प्रेसिडेंट मिस्टर के आर्मस्ट्रॉन्ग जो बहुत ही मिशनरी थे, बाबा साहब डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर की मूवमेंट से जुड़े थे, लॉर्ड बुद्धा के जो संदेश हैं, जो उनका मानवतावादी जो उनका उपदेश रहा, संदेश रहा, उससे जुड़े हुए थे। और जब उन्होंने पार्टी में काम करना चाहा तो एक ही पार्टी उन्होंने चयनित की, बहुजन समाज पार्टी। और बहुजन समाज पार्टी में जब से वो जुड़े रहे हैं या जब से जुड़े हैं तो पूरी ईमानदारी निष्ठा से वो तमिलनाडु स्टेट में पार्टी का जनाधार बढ़ाने में पूरे जी जान से लगे रहे हैं। लेकिन इनकी जिस प्रकार से हत्या की गई है घर के बाहर, ये बड़ा सोचने की बात है। जिस तरीके से हमारे स्टेट के प्रेसिडेंट की हत्या की गई है उनके घर के बाहर, तो उससे ऐसा लगता है कि आपके तमिलनाडु स्टेट में कानून व्यवस्था नाम की कोई चीज नहीं है। और इतना ही नहीं, मुझे ये भी मालूम हुआ कि जिन्होंने हत्या की है अभी तक वो असली जो अपराधी है वो पकड़े नहीं गए हैं। केवल खाना पूर्ति के लिए कुछ कर लिए हैं, असली अपराधी अब नहीं पकड़े गए हैं। स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को बहुत गंभीर होना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये हमारे स्टेट के प्रेसिडेंट का मामला नहीं है अकेले। पूरे तमिलनाडु स्टेट में जो वीकर सेक्शन के लोग हैं, दलित वर्ग के लोग हैं, वो बहुत भयभीत है, डरे हुए हैं कि जब बीएसपी के स्टेट के प्रेसिडेंट के साथ ऐसा हो सकता है तो हमारे साथ क्यों नहीं हो सकता है। ये बड़े गंभीरता से सोचने की बात है।
Well, so currently we will get into the depths of what exactly went down and what light does this show the law and order situation of the state of Tamil Nadu. Joining me on this broadcast is Professor Mukund Padmanabhan, senior journalist in Tamil Nadu. Mr. Padmanabhan, a very good afternoon to you and welcome to News9 Live. Very firstly, a major question mark has been put on the law and order situation in Tamil Nadu. That's a point that's been highlighted by the BSP chief, the Supremo herself, Mayawati. But the main concern currently remains that this particular murder is not an isolated case, because from what we are getting to know, the speculation so far are suggesting that it is related to a bigger scam, where we've already seen another person, the Arcot Suresh's murder having taken place. Now this is a retaliatory murder that's taking place, which poses bigger questions with regards to the law and order. What exactly is the government doing? Because it's also been said that this particular man, the BSP Tamil Nadu chief, had been shadowed for a couple of days. So where is it that they lapsed? Where was the particular protection? Why was there no protection given to this particular man when they already had inputs about such an incident may be taking place?
Yeah, so you've raised many sort of vital points there, and so let me try and pick up at least on a few of those threads, if not all of them. I think, as you've suggested yourself, the one thing we can set aside is this was in some way a political murder. It wasn't. It was perhaps a retaliation from what little we know from the police. It had to do with ganglands, and it probably had to do with a gold scheme, and so on and so forth. And the nature of the arrests also points in that direction. So that's, I think, what we know as of now, as far as the facts of the case go. The second aspect, I mean, look, hearing Mayawati, who played out on your air, and with my limited Hindi, what little I understood of it, is that I think she is suggesting that this is, I mean, she's giving it a political twist, not so much suggesting, hey, this is not a gangland matter, that, the people arrested had no connection with the crime, but saying that if this could happen to a Dalit leader, a Dalit, then this is something that, all Dalits in Tamil Nadu should think about. So this is, and also this dovetails into her demand for a CBI inquiry, which she has made, which suggests that, look, the state is not, probably the appropriate investigating agency. So it's not surprising that she's done this, but I think this is where she's coming from, saying, look, this is not isolated, not in the way that you said it, in the context that there's been a murder before, but it's not isolated in the sense that if this can happen in the heart of Chennai to a Dalit who is the president of the State United Party, then you are safe anywhere. And I think that's the message she was trying to convey.
Absolutely. In fact, as you very rightly mentioned, it's not just an isolated case. I would like to even take our viewers through 4 such murders, in fact, that's taken place. And these are all political murders in Tamil Nadu, spanning from somewhere around 2001. We had abduction and murder of AIA DMK MLA MK Balan. Then again in 2003, the brutal murder of DMK's Tha Kirutinan. Then we had former Law Minister Aladi Aruna hacked to death in 2004. And then in 2019, former DMK Mayor Uma Maheshwari having been murdered. So basically, there is this particular lack that we see in security situation, in the law and order, and this seems to be across regimes. What exactly, Mr. Padmanabhan, would you say, in your opinion, is missing? What is there a missing stringent action that is not being taken against the culprits? Is there some lack in the measures being taken to provide protection to such people? And these are people, high-profile people, who have been murdered over the last 20 years, for that matter, more than 20 years, for that matter.
Well, I think it's important to look at the granular situation in each case. And I think you'll find that, the reasons for what happened vary. So it's hard to generalize on the basis of, 4 or 5 cases about, what triggers the cause for this sort of unspeakable violence, the case. But, the murder of, I'm not saying this as kind of excuse, but Tamil Nadu is not the only state where these kind of murders take place. And a part of the reason for this, and I'm not saying this is true in some of the cases that you've highlighted, is a connection between those in politics and those in some sort of financial dealings, which then get either sour or controversial and so on. So there is a connection between politics and this at certain levels. And I think it manifests itself very, very quickly into kinds of, retaliatory strikes of the kind I think we have seen now in the case of Mr. Armstrong. Nothing justifies what these people did. No one deserves to die that way, and I think it should be condemned. But I cannot, at the spur of the moment, have a statistical comparison between Tamil Nadu and some other states beyond saying that nobody should die this way, and this is really condemnable. And the police, need to do something to convince not just Ms. Mayawati, but I think to convince the people of the state that they're serious behind getting to the main or the suspected main culprit or the mastermind behind this crime, and seeing that they're all brought to justice very quickly.